I wrote these lyrics 8 months ago, and tomorrow they're going to be performed at Ellis Island. And it is the story of America and coming here for not the golden streets, but the opportunity just to be in an open sky without everybody telling you can't do it. I mean, you're going to run into those people, but in Europe and around the rest of the world, you're told you can't do it because you don't have the right breeding, you don't have the right father, you don't have the right lineage, you don't have the right schooling. In America, that's what was different. It never told you can't do it because of who you are. Even though in every generation there become these arrogant, I mean, de Tocqueville talked about it in Democracy for America. There will be these people that get up into power and they'll try to kick the door behind them closed so nobody else can go through. And that happens in every generation. That's when you say, you close that door, I'll find a window. I'll find another way to make it. Join us tomorrow from Ellis Island. We begin at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you'll be able to see it at glennbeck.com/torch. You'll be able to see it even if you're not a Torch member, but you'll be able to participate in it if you are a Torch member. But watch it with your family. It is Ellis Island like you've never seen it before, and the truth about America and what we should be expecting from immigrants. What does it mean to come here? You're not coming here as a Frenchman and staying a Frenchman. The idea is you come here to be an American. It's the only country where you can come here as something else and become it. I can live in England the rest of my life, but I'm never going to be an Englishman. In that country, I will always be an American. In this country, you can come from Somalia. And if you play by the rules, you do the right thing, and you want to adapt, and you want to make America better and bigger, and you gain along with it, you're an American. You're not a Somalian anymore. We have somebody who broke. You just heard the Hunter laptop story. We have Emma Morris with us. She broke that. She was with the Post for a long time, and you can follow her at Emma Jo NYC on X. But we were just sitting here talking about New York City and Mamdani and how this happened.
Yeah.
Why, who voted for him? How did this happen?
I know. I mean, you're talking about your Ellis Island event, and I'm like, yeah, it's so true, so relevant. Who voted for him? Yeah, I was just saying over the break, it's third world immigrants and yuppies, millennial yuppies who didn't get the life that they were promised when they took out 6 figures of debt to go to university, and they never got their high-paying job, or at least a lifestyle that they thought would correspond with that job in corporate. They never got their marriage. They never got their 2 kids. They never got their car, and they're really resentful. And they think that because they didn't get that stuff, that they have to tear apart Park Avenue and tear apart Fifth Avenue because those people have it.
What good does that do you?
Good question. It's like catharsis.
I mean, I just don't understand. First of all, who promised you anything? That's a university lying to you. Maybe it's your parents actually believing, but that's not the way it was, except for their generation. One generation had that.
Exactly.
One. And all of a sudden, that's just the way it is. It's not.
Well, exactly. That's it. It's, I do have sympathy for the fact that it's hard. It is hard.
It is hard.
And I understand because I also had this transition, I guess, out of disillusionment, or into disillusionment, where, I was born in the 90s, early 90s, and, whatever, my sisters were brought up in the 80s, and you could have like single income, and houses were like totally affordable. You buy a house and then you have your children, and
right.
Schools are so super affordable and accessible. The country's really safe. You trust your community. You can go outside alone at 7 years old and nobody is worried about you. And there's like a certain like lifestyle, a certain culture that you grow up in, and you just assume that it's going to be the same for you. And then as it turns out, you come up after the financial crash, you come up after mass migration, you come up after 9/11 and COVID, exactly. And the world, the world isn't the same. There's been these obviously massive changes in the culture and in society from the time that our parents were bringing us up to the time that we're coming up. And you can do one of two things once you realize that. You can insist that you don't realize it and then become angrier and angrier and angrier as you exert effort into nothingness, or you can adapt. And I think that the Mamdani voters are the former.